Welcome back, everybody. This is our next episode of All Things Scientology, in which we pull back the curtain on the abusive practices of Scientology. We're your hosts, Claire Headley.
And Amy Scobie. Hello, everybody. With our combined years of experience within Scientology and outside getting attacked by Scientology, it comes to about 92 years. So we have a lot of experience to share. And, this is our 12th episode, Claire. Did you know that?
What? That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay for
So
us. Winning persistence on a given course.
Yes, highly successful, stats out the roof. And this is truly an international show. And we have people from all over the world who tune into this broadcast. And I want to acknowledge you all tonight. So go ahead and put in the chat, where you from?
Yes.
Let's
Shout
start
out to
seeing it.
Juliana Bittencourt is in the house. Apostate Alex is in the house from UK.
Great. Yes. We've got some Glasgow and Brisbane, Australia.
Nice. Awesome. And we have Denmark, Atlanta,
Seattle, Salt Lake City,
Boston, and New York City.
Manchester, UK, Glasgow, Scotland. Woo!
Yay.
Yeah. And
Yay.
Scotland.
Yay for Mancunians. Woohoo. Let's see. North Texas and, oh boy, they're flying by really fast now. Athens, Georgia.
I wanted to catch that. Oh, Mojave Desert Air Force Base, my birthplace. Thank you for being here. And with Irish or English, they say, coming from, let's say, Los Angeles and Alabama. Go ahead.
Nice. Let's see
Israel.
here. Oh, yeah, I see that. Israel, Austin, Texas, and Northern California.
Wow, you guys, this is just fabulous. We could go on the rest of the night, I think, with this, but that is just fantastic. Love all of you. Thank you for being with us tonight. So shall we do a week in review?
Yes, let's do it.
A drum roll, please. Here we go. A week in review. Well, the first thing that we want to bring up is happy birthday, Goldie.
Yay.
And it's Goldie's birthday. We love and appreciate you. And I don't know if she's here on this chat right now, but if not, when you see her next, because you see her all the time, let her know happy birthday. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. I saw that Pete Jensen ordered a GoFundMe to fund a birthday present for Goldie, and we sent her a separate present as well. So
how nice
yay,
is that?
She's the best. She's absolutely the best.
Yes, wonderful. Okay, so there were several videos this week, and we're going to talk about each of those. Save Bob Ferris Chatathon. Yes, so I joined the gang this week for the Chatathon, which did meet its goal on fundraising, which is awesome. And it went for many hours. Was it 12 hours or 8 hours or so, just hours and hours? And
a lot of hours.
Yeah, many people came into the chat, and I kind of discovered that I'm a second gen. I'm a second gen.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't. I didn't even equate it, And so it's like, have you contacted any of the second gens? And I'm like, okay, so second gen. My mom was first, and then she brought me in as a 14-year-old. So I'm a second gen.
Of course you are.
These are my people.
I'll add you to all of the secret down low, whatever things that you need to be added to.
Okay. Are there things? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's lots of things.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
So that's funny. So now, well, anyway, on this live stream, it was amazing because there's Laura FM too, because I'd never talked to her. And I didn't know.
Laura is amazing.
I didn't know that who her parents were, Phil Anderson and Diane Anderson. I had no idea who, of course I know Phil really well. We worked together.
Yeah. Do
And
you want to know what's really crazy and a little bit sad is
what?
the reason I knew Laura more so than you did, for example, is because um, in approximately 2000 or 2001, do you remember that there used to be kennels on the Gold Base,
By the
the
garage.
headquarters? Yes.
Yeah.
So there were kennels there, and Mark and I basically cheated the system, and my mom gifted us a puppy. Very sadly, the dog Max was his name. He was a Dalmatian puppy, and he ended up passing away when he was 1 from parvo. And but Beckett Wells got us a new dog, like the same day. Beckett Wells was the security guard at our birthing. This is a really long story, but I'm going to make it very abbreviated to get to the point of how I know Laura. Anyway, so we had a Dalmatian at the property. We broke the system, cheated. That was totally on Mark, not me. I was always the rule follower. You know that.
Yeah.
Either way, in 2001, they abolished the kennels, and all those dogs went to Happy Valley, which is where the cadet org was, and that's where Laura was. So it was really upsetting because now we would used to spend time with our dog every dinner time, which was crazy because we'd eat for 5 minutes and then go spend time with our dog. And now if we were lucky, we would see our dog once a week because we would go out to the Happy Valley Ranch, just the same like what happened with your cat. Anyway, so we would go out there a few different times, and that's where I first met Laura and a lot of the other kids. We became very close, actually, or closer with Melissa Sutter, who's Mike Sutter's daughter. Anyway, crazy.
Very crazy.
Yep.
So I was so happy to meet her, and so we will talk more for sure, and also I just love Liz. By the way,
Oh,
just love
Liz is
her, and
amazing. Yes, she is amazing.
yeah. Anyway, so this is such a family, right? I mean,
Yes.
it is fantastic. So that was one live stream that I participated in, and I was very happy to be there with everybody. And then Sea Org Day celebration was on August 12th, and we had a live stream for Sea Org Day. It
Nice.
was Matt and I with Mark and Janice and Jackson. And this was a very festive, kind of fun, um, recounting all the different Sea Org days that we celebrated or
Yep.
not.
Yep.
Some of them, and talking about like the officer selection board and the promotions and when you didn't get a promotion and who got demoted, and just the different things that happened. And it was the one little thing I wanted to relay was I had a big realization in the middle of this live stream when I was telling the story of being forced to go up on the stage one ESO day. Everybody's at the pool and the stage is right there. And I was told to get up there and sing Elvis Presley.
What?
Okay. So I love Elvis, right? I mean, like
Okay.
my whole life, little collages in my room of Elvis and posters. And when I was 12, I saw him live, and
Nice.
so he was always like my thing. But so I would sing his songs. I used to practice them since I was a little kid, just for fun. Never something in front of people. But anyway, I said, someone forced me to get up there. And then I went, oh, Jess, it was you.
Wait, who? Jackson?
Jen,
What?
she was my senior at the time. And it's so
Oh,
funny when I was telling this.
Janice did it. I thought you said
Yeah.
Jackson for a second. Sorry, it was
No,
glitching just a second. I was like, wait, who?
No, it was Janice. She was my senior at the time, and it's so funny because I was telling the story, and I was like saying somebody like forced me to go up there, and then all of a sudden I got Janice's face in my picture in my mind, and I went, "Oh, it's you!" And she says. Anyway, that was a fun little anecdote, but that was
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, there was a lot of stories shared on that live stream, so that was fun.
Nice.
Um,
We need an SP day.
Yeah, we
or
actually
a
do.
Freedom Day, or, I mean, obviously we all have our own dates of the day that we recognize as our own personal liberation day, but it would be fun to
Mhm.
just, we'll have to we'll put our heads to that.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I
Yeah.
like that idea. We'll do a survey. What would be the best,
Yeah.
most
Oh, so
meaningful?
somebody asked what Elvis song you sang.
I'm all shook up because I said, "My hands are shaky and my knees are weak. I can't seem to stand on my own 2 feet," and then I sat down on the stage because I was shaking,
I'm sure
because
you
I
were.
was. And then Greg Wilhere comes in, and he not come in, but, like, it's outside in the outdoor, thing, and he comes up and he goes, and I heard him plain as day as I'm up there. He goes, Jim Logan's playing the drums behind me. He says, "Is that supposed to be Elvis?" I went,
Oh
"Oh
gosh.
God, get me off this stage."
Yeah, seriously. Be
But
like, "Oh, let's see you do better, Greg. Come on now."
I was it was just everyone had fun, I mean, but yeah, that comment got to me, and I never did another performance after that.
That's
Oh, but
crazy.
but anyway, it's kind
By
of
the
fun.
way, Goldie is in the
Yeah.
house. Goldie, we love
She
you.
is.
Happy birthday. Yes, 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 absolutely.
Yeah, I gotta show you. Is she newly here?
I'm
This
not
is this
sure.
is
Yeah, there you go.
Goldie, this is what we showed for you. Happy birthday. We
Yay.
love and appreciate you.
Yay.
Okay, so then the next video that I uploaded was interviews with the late Ron Miscavige Sr. and saved for posterity. These are interviews that were done in May of 2018 with myself, and then separately with Matt. And it tells our whole story of how we got in Scientology, um, our life inside Scientology, how we escaped from there, and everything that we were doing up to that point after Scientology. So it's very comprehensive, few hours, and I didn't want it to be missed. I wanted it on my channel, so I put that up for everybody to see.
That's awesome.
Save,
Maybe I'll try and you maybe offline you can tell me how you did that, and I'll do the
yeah,
same, because I did at least 2 episodes with Ron
yeah,
of
yeah,
similar
absolutely.
deep dive of, mutual experiences and all that.
Right, you should have that on your channel. It's such valuable information, and people should be able to find it when they go to your channel. So
Yeah.
so I did that this week, and then for you, you did this new "Where is Shelley" episode with Bruce Hines.
Yes, and I apologize to everybody. We definitely had serious audio BTs. We did confirm that that was on the YouTube end. Like, it's not on our actual video. So we're in the process of, oops, sorry. We're in the process of, re-exporting, re-uploading all of that. I've been on chat with YouTube for a larger portion of today than I would care to mention. Let's just say it like
Oh,
that.
yeah, it shouldn't happen like that. That should
Oh
not happen.
no, no.
Yeah, because it wasn't just like a glitch, it was like for a minute and a half or
I
frozen
know. I
in
know.
3
So
different.
weird. So weird.
Yeah,
So frustrating.
but
Bruce is amazing.
yeah.
We see Bruce and his wife on a regular basis. They're just such wonderful people. They live not far from us. They're
What?
in Colorado. Yep. So they came to our July 4th party,
Are
and
you kidding?
yeah, no,
You never told me that.
we're very lucky.
I know Bruce really well. He's like somebody who never got ruffled, and if he did get ruffled, he didn't show it.
Right.
He was always stable. I knew him so well because I was over the senior CSN office in one capacity or another, and or the watchdog committee, and he was in the senior CSN office, and he always dealt with celebrities. So for 10, 11 years that I dealt with Celebrity Center International, he was the go-to person whenever anything needed a special handling, which was often.
Yep,
But
definitely.
anyway, we have we have stories. We have stories.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So this is where we need to plan that you and Matt need to come out and visit. We have a
oh yeah.
beautiful guest room you can stay in, and we'll
Oh, we're
we'll
coming.
do all the Colorado things,
Okay,
including having an amazing dinner with Bruce and his wife.
okay, that's awesome. Yes.
Yes.
It's a date.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yay.
Then you did another episode of Scientology Stories, this one with Cindy Plahuta. And here's
Yes.
she's so
Yes.
pretty. That was great.
She
I
made
didn't
me
get a chance.
cry. That's
She
okay.
did.
She
Uh,
did. It's the first time that's happened. I mean, it's not the first time I've cried. I cry all the time, but it's the first time where I let my interview hat drop and I let the emotions come out, which is okay. It's all right.
Yeah, it is all right, You're not
Yeah.
gonna get sent to the RPF for that.
I know. I'm so thrilled. I didn't even get reprimanded.
No knowledge report or anything.
No,
Yeah.
nothing. There
Yeah,
were actually no ethics consequences. It was quite miraculous.
that is miraculous. Sometimes I'll do something and I thought, "Well, it could have been better," but I gotta stop nitpicking, just get it
Yes.
done, whatever.
Yep. I know.
Yeah.
I definitely do the same thing. It's I mean, it's true for anybody that you're your own worst critic, but I think that the mechanisms within Scientology just make us do that, like magnify that skill of beating yourself up over things.
Oh my god. I mean, 18 years later and I'm still doing it. It's not as drastic, but it still happens, and I have to
Yep.
catch myself a lot. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
I just wanna say because I'm noticing it in the thing, I got a gift from, um, Butternuts is how she goes on on here in the chat, from Butternuts. It's a honey drop bead jewelry, earrings, and matching necklace, and so I just wanted to do a shout out for Butternuts, saying thank you so much, it's beautiful.
Nice. That is
Yes.
amazing.
Okay, so the next thing to talk about is Mike and Christy did an update, and new PI activity was exposed.
Oh, that was an
So
awesome, awesome video, awesome interview.
yes, yes, and I'm sure everyone was very happy to see Mike again and get the latest, and,
Definitely.
um, and also they were so sma I mean, good on Shane for, you know, being alert and letting Christy know that there's a
Completely.
car in the neighborhood. Yeah,
Yep.
like, okay, so bright
Yeah, I
kid.
know. It sucks, but it's also good. We've had conversations with our kids too. And I've always tried to make sure that they know, hey, listen, this is not your burden. It's not your fault. But it's challenging when you have kids. You have obviously priority number one is keep your kids safe. And that's always been our foremost approach. But now, they're teenagers and they're doing their things, but you just are always, at least speaking for myself, I'm always just telling them to be careful, be alert, watch out. You know, ugh, it's kind of
Yeah,
shitty. Yeah,
it is, totally, and then this last week, 3 o'clock in the morning, little Scientology PIs came and took our garbage. Um,
unbelievable.
yeah, yeah. Well, they're not paying the garbage men because I know the garbage men. They get Christmas cards and,
Yep.
so they're not paying them. They're trying to take it themselves. So anyway, they're just such what are you gonna find in my garbage? Are you gonna report to David Miscavige that I ate, some popcorn or something? Come on. It's just like retarded.
I know, seriously. And especially in this day and age, like what productive item are you going to get from the garbage anyway? Seriously? Like we are in a digital age now. So anything that's significant is either spoken word or by email or text. It's not going to be in your
Yeah.
garbage for crying out loud. But oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Scientology can't change. So they're going to be collecting garbage for the next however many years, evidently. So we'll just keep calling them on it when we see it happen because they think
Yeah.
somehow that's a good thing to use tax exempt dollars for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure they're doing stuff electronically too, so
Yeah.
but we're all aware of that and we all have our own
Yeah.
individual, protection for that.
Yep. Absolutely. We
Anyway,
are
and
all a united front. SPTV Nation unites. We will not uh Let these ding dongs take us down.
Ding dongs is right. Okay. I haven't heard that one for a long time. Ding dong. So then the next thing here is comment of the week. And Claire,
Yes.
you picked this comment of the week and you get to share it.
Okay,
You ready?
awesome. Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, add to stream. Click it in the right place. Wait.
Yay. Oh, hold on. There we
it
go.
is.
Okay, so I chose this project from this comment from @Freezy New Project because I love the message here. So thank you, Claire and Amy. You both do so much for the people who want to get out. Your hearts are full of love, but your resolve is bulletproof and 20 feet tall. Don't ever let being human let you think you failed at anything, Claire. You do so much, you more than make up for hiccups on a daily basis. You and Amy are saving people weekly, and even if you don't see it right now, you more than likely save people daily. You just don't see it yet. So thank you so much. If you'd like to email me, claire@blownforgood.com, I will send you a signed copy of Mark's book, Blown for Good, Behind the Iron Curtain of Scientology.
Yes. Free Zunu Project. I like that name.
Yeah,
too.
I do too.
So this is something new, which is quote of the week. Again, picked by Claire. So we have a quote here
Yes.
that you would like to read.
Yeah, so this is I just for context, I would say that I definitely I take inspiration from quotes, and this one is one of my all-time favorites. For what it's worth, it's never too late, or in my case, too early to be whoever you want to be. There's no time limit. Stop whenever you want. You can change or stay the same, and there are no rules to this thing. We can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it, and I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you never felt before. I hope you meet people with a different point of view. I hope you live a life you're proud of. If you find that you're not, I hope you have the courage to start all over again. And this is attributed to F. Scott Fitzgerald. There's a whole debate as to who it actually comes from. I think the actual source, but I haven't done a deep dive down the internet rabbit hole to see, but I think it comes from a script written by Eric Roth. Either way, it's a great quote, and I just love it because yes, we need to have the courage to start over, and in our cases, we did so quite literally, 100% with nothing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh yeah, those are beautiful. On my, I'm just going to look at them here. On my, what's it called? Wallpaper, you know, the screensaver wallpaper.
Yeah.
I have two quotes. One of them is, silence in the face of injustice is complicity with the oppressor. And that's from Janetta Sagan.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
Isn't that great? Silence in the face
Yes.
of injustice is complicity with the oppressor. So I started putting that at the beginning of my videos just because it motivates me. And then the other one that I have is, I don't know who wrote this one, but I saw it and I saved it, which says, having a kind heart in a cruel world is courage, not weakness.
Nice. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's awesome. Now I added something else this week. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Scientology word of the week.
Word. Okay, this is,
I love it.
I picked this word because it totally came to my mind when I was thinking about something kind of critically. Here it is. Natter. In the real world, natter means casual, leisurely conversation. It's an actual word. I never knew that before.
I didn't know that either.
I thought it was totally a Scientology word. I looked it up and it's actually casual, leisurely conversation. And that is not what Scientology thinks it is. In Scientology, it means being highly critical, which always indicates a real overt, which is a conscious survival act, or withhold. So here's my sentence. Use it in a sentence. Okay. Those SPs won't stop nattering about Scientology abuse despite OSA's fair game tactics. Go
Nice.
SPs.
Yeah, and to add to that, natter is something that if you hear a Scientologist doing that, saying something negative or bad, you're required to write a knowledge report and rat on them, whoever they might be.
Yeah. Yes. I was going to tell my husband to be quiet, but then I wasn't on mute. So, okay. So the next thing.
Never a dull moment over here, right, Amy?
He's making noise in the kitchen.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, so now the subject that we are going to speak about this week is the basics of life we never knew. So this is a hot topic. Do you like it like this, Claire, or do you want to have it like this?
It's up to you. I'm not centered on the close-up. I guess neither are you. So other way. There you go. Whichever one you prefer. I'm good.
How about we just do this?
Sure.
That way we don't have to be exactly center.
Yep.
Okay. So now there's a lot of things. Let's see. I made a list of my things of like it was media blackout years, the whole years up from age 14 really until I left at 42 years old. Okay, so imagine this, everybody. Imagine it. You're 14 years old and you are whisked off to a cult. I was full-time staff until I turned 16, and then I was full-time Sea Org. So, and away from home and everything. And our TVs were confiscated. We didn't have, because you're not supposed to have those pictures in your mind because it stimulates the reactive bank and all this stupid stuff, right?
Yep.
So we didn't have any of that stuff. We weren't supposed to. And also, I'm sure that the reason also was because there was N Theta on the news and in the newspapers and in the magazines. So we weren't allowed to see any of it because you had to keep everybody in the dark.
Yes, and they didn't want us to know that everybody else outside of our cult knew that Scientology is not mainstream and it's not the next best thing, and it's not like up and coming thanks to the Mr. Tom Cruise.
It's a household word, all right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Not in
not
the good
for the
way.
reason, not for the reasons you think. But yeah, so okay, you ready? I have a whole list. We're going to start at the top. Here's one of the first things I had to learn how to do. Grocery shopping. Did you ever go grocery shopping? I never went grocery shopping.
So I did actually, because when I was 15, 16 in LA before I joined the Sea organization, I had learned how to drive. So I had that as a unique factor. Like I actually did have a driver's license. I didn't have a high school diploma, but I did get a driver's license. And so I used to drive my little sister. So I was 15. No, I was 16. She was 6. So I would take her to the grocery store super early in the morning, driving my mom's old beat up car, and we would go grocery shopping. So I had done that.
Wow.
Yeah, but I hadn't gone grocery shopping from age 16 until age 30. So I was definitely way out of practice and I wasn't very good at it to begin with. So yeah.
my grocery shopping was in the canteen. I think, we went like a couple times. I broke out or whatever we were on our way to, like when I went down to LA, a couple times I would go into a 7-Eleven or something, but I never went. I didn't get groceries, because they feed you. And then you just need snacks or something like that to keep your desk. David Miscavige took my Fritos and told me I couldn't have them at my desk.
Oh, come on.
I'm serious. He said I couldn't have them. Anyway, so yeah. Okay, how about bank accounts?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So we were talking about this recently. Do you remember that in approximately 1993, someone from Wells Fargo came to the base and helped us all open bank accounts.
Who's all?
Like
Wasn't
Golden
me.
Era staff. Golden Era
Oh,
staff. And I
93.
don't even know why this happened. I still don't understand to this day, because at that point I was just I was not some high up executive yet. So I don't know what prompted it, but I do know that Mark and I opened a Wells Fargo checking account. I mean, mind you, the balance was like $5 for,
Yeah.
14 years.
Well, there was a time when Peggy Eastman, I don't remember what her post was, probably in Treasury or something,
Yeah.
wanted to know, and I don't know what my job was that she would even be doing this, because she was in gold. Maybe it was the time when I was in gold in 97. And she wanted to know if I wanted a bank account. And I said, sure, and then I would give her any cash I wanted to stick in there. But I didn't know how to use it. I didn't know what was in there. I don't even know. It probably got closed because I didn't ever know how to use it or whatever. Like, it's so stupid. But anyway, I don't know why they did that. But
Uh,
I got bank accounts when I got out, but I didn't have bank accounts for the first long time when we got out. We were just did everything cash and just had cash.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to buy a car when we first got out, and this is kind of a separate story, but my mom actually sent us $6,000 in cashier's checks. And she
Wow.
told me that the reason she was doing it that way is because she had no privacy in her life. She knew that OSA was going to be shutting down on her, because she was communicating with me on the download just in the first few days after I escaped. So she sent me this money, and she did it that way, knowing full well that she could not reverse that. Like, it's not like she could issue a stop payment on a check or anything like that. It was cashier's checks.
Yeah.
And I was really grateful. Since then I've kind of honestly just been like, wow, there's a price for feeling okay as a parent to never talk to your daughter again. That really sucks. That part just feels really icky and shitty. And anyway, either way,
Yeah.
my point being that she was helping us to start over, which was amazing. And we tried to go buy a car for which it was a used car, POS, whatever. And so they were like, "Oh, well, we just need to check your credit." And we're like, "Oh, we don't have credit." That's good, right? We should be fine. And they're like, "Well, no." And we're like, "But we don't have bad credit." And they're like, "Yeah, no credit is worse." And we're like, "Wait, what?" So long story short, we could not buy the car, even though with the money we technically could have bought it outright, but we would anyway.
Yeah.
Our
We
first car
learned.
drama was pretty tough.
Yeah. We used Craigslist for everything at the time, like finding cars, finding houses, finding everything.
Yeah.
And anyway, and paid cash.
Yep.
But learning how to drive. Okay, so when I was in the Sea Org, I never drove. They transport you everywhere, right?
Yep.
Except when I was appointed as the in the extension as a commanding officer for the Commodore's Messenger Org in LA. It's an extension unit of CMON there. I was there for just a short number of weeks before I was hauled up and stuck in the swamp for something that my husband did. He was sent to the RPF for going to an event. I mean, Dave Miscavige is such an ass, but anyway, and I got stuck out at the swamp under watch because I should have known or whatever. But anyway, when I was down in LA, I quickly got my license and started driving, just to and from, birthing or whatever.
Yep.
And And how I got my license, I was 40 years old or something gross, like 38 probably at that time. And so they assumed I'd been driving my whole life. So they just said, okay, we're just going to take it for a spin and with the instructor and I'll just give you your license because I've never had one before. Anyway, so the first time I'm driving is I'm getting on an on-ramp to the LA freeways, and I
Oh
was
my
just like
gosh.
white knuckles the whole way, man.
Yep.
Yeah, anyway, I didn't, and
That's
then
insane. And so
then
the first time you're driving is with the instructor for him to give you a
yeah,
license? Oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
goodness.
o
What?
on the LA freeway, and then I was supposed to come up to Int right away, immediately, right away, and it's nighttime, and so I don't know how directions to
No.
go to all the way to Int. It's like hundreds of miles. I mean, how far away is that? 80 miles or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
And
takes like an
it's
hour and a half.
complicated. It's not, you know,
It's complicated.
driving in LA is its own like next
And then
level.
the
I learned
freeways.
to drive in LA, and yeah, getting on the freeways was like a near death experience every time. And it
Okay.
still is,
So
frankly, when I go back.
so I get lost in LA at
Yeah.
night by myself, not knowing how to drive, not knowing how to get to Int. And I'm just sitting on the side of the road thinking, I got to get out of this. I got to figure it out. I'm just going to start driving. And because I'm not going to get out here, I just got to start driving. Of course, haven't slept. I'm so tired. And the freeways and the lights are, anyway, it was
Yeah.
a nightmare. And so I never drove after that at all. So those were my only like little experience. And then so when I got out, I had to totally get a license and learn how to drive. Yeah. But anyway, so
Wow.
driving, that
So
was
did you
something
do
else.
driving school after you got out?
Driving school. Oh
Yeah.
no, no. See, I was 42. They just gave me a license.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So
Matt really he taught me. And I don't know how
nice.
to drive a stick shift. I only know how to drive an automatic.
Yeah.
So
I learned how to drive a stick shift just briefly because one of the old cars that Religious Technology Center had was stick shift, but it was really, really loose. And so do you remember like how hilly it was, like Sublet Road getting to the
yeah.
property? It was like, and already people were going so fast on that road that
Yeah.
every time I would be like, floor it. It was
Oh
just, oh my
man.
gosh, the amount of, yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Totally crazy.
yep,
Okay, so oh, some of these subjects I hate, but like taxes, state IRS quarterly, yearly taxes,
yep.
you know.
Yeah, so I had a little bit of experience with that because at least from being in Religious Technology Center, we were actually required to file tax returns. I don't know why.
Mm.
And I don't even know. I don't know. But either way, do you remember Nori
Yeah,
Matsumaru that was
Matsumura.
in, yeah, he was in
Hmm. Treasury.
the finance area of Religious Technology Center. So he would like do all the staff taxes. He would charge us like $20. And our income was so low for the year that with the taxes that were withheld, we would always get a refund. So that was kind of like, woo, yay. If
I
you
wonder why you guys did that. We didn't do that in Seymour.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the difference. To this day, I don't know
Huh.
why it
Hmm.
was a requirement.
That's interesting to me. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
well, since getting out, yeah, so obviously you know how to do them now.
Oh yeah.
The taxes. But like I didn't understand it at all, because I'm like, when I buy something, I pay taxes on it. So why isn't that sufficient?
Yep. You had a misunderstood on the different types of taxes, I would like to point
Yeah.
out. Sales
Yeah.
tax versus income tax.
Yeah. And then plus I just went my whole life with no pay. And so when I get money and I'm supposed to give it to somebody else, I'm like, this sucks. The whole thing is injustice.
Oh, that's funny. That's
I know.
funny.
But anyway, they get a lot of money from me each year now.
Yeah.
Social Security, that was another thing that was just like, what is it? I don't get it. There's no
Yeah.
like we didn't exist. It was zero for all the years that we were in Scientology. And
Yep.
when people were trying to run our checks check, like when you try to get a background check or whatever to go into an apartment or get a house or do any of that kind of stuff. They're like, I mean, you exist, but you don't exist.
Yes.
And we
You're
were
like
like,
Starman.
so Matt had to get, think on his feet, and he said, "Have you ever heard of the Witness Protection Program?" And they're like, "Oh, I get it. No wonder."
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
We had to
That
pay
is,
stuff in cash, like in a brown paper bag,
yeah,
because they wouldn't accept. We didn't have any credit, nothing.
yeah. Yeah, you know what? Speaking of witness protection, I did honestly and somewhat sincerely try to pursue with the FBI many years ago, like when we were first out, some form of protection like that. Because of course, they have all of our information, every last bit of it from having filled out a life history form. So, like if you think about the layers of protection when you call your bank, for example, oh, what's your social security number? What's your date
They
of
have it.
birth? What's your
They have
mother's
it.
maiden name? Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, they have all of
Everything.
it, every single thing. So we would commonly in the early years get these letters from Sprint at the time, who was our phone provider. And they would say, as you requested, we sent your phone records. And we're like, we did not request that you send our phone records to anybody. It was insane. Anyway, yeah. So it was kind of this toss up between, because at that point we had built up 2 years of credit, for example. So then I was like, well, if we just scrap all of that and start over and do kind of a witness protection type program. Anyway, we didn't end up doing it, but it was a very something we were actually honestly seriously considering.
Yeah. I mean, one of the ladies from the FBI that works in the human trafficking department had called me and said, that the FBI agent that had interviewed me had told her my story, and she was there if I needed any help with finding doctors, any housing, transportation, any of that kind of stuff that the FBI could help with in order to
Wow.
get me on the feet, because we were in a human trafficking situation with Scientology, is and to me it was like, I couldn't have it when I
Yeah.
was at that stage. I couldn't have anyone trying to help me. I got to just do it myself type of scenario. But
Yeah.
to know that there are people and organizations that do have some compassion, you know.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. So let's see what the next thing is here.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, it kind of goes along the same line of insurance, health insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance,
Yeah.
insurance.
We didn't have any insurance. No
We had no.
insurance. We didn't even have insurance that the next day was going to be a good one.
We had zero insurance our whole life
Yep.
for anything. We never got our teeth. Did you ever go get your teeth cleaned? I mean, we didn't get our teeth cleaned. We didn't I never got a girl checkup the whole time I was there in the
Oh,
SEAL
I did.
at the base.
I did. That
Well,
was kind of
why?
weird.
In the RTC?
No, when I was in Golden Era Productions, they would do
Really?
like, yeah. Um, I don't know. Sometimes they would be like, "Oh, we're doing a whole big thing," and everybody. But it was very erratic. It was few and far between. There was no method to it. It was like, oh, there was some investigation. Somebody had, died from not having a checkup, and so now everybody needs to get checkups. So it was like,
Yeah.
heard
There were
the
pendulum
yeah.
swings like that, but I never did. I never heard of anybody else doing it, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, insurance. No, we didn't have insurance at all. So that was a new thing to learn about insurance, and that was another thing that seemed wrong to me, because you're just paying for nothing unless something happens, but nothing's going to happen. So now I wasted all that money.
Yep.
That's how I felt about it. But anyway,
Yep.
I got insurance now. I got insurance. I've been paying car insurance for, decades now, and have never had an accident. But that's okay. It's good to know that it's there.
Yeah, it
You
is. Yeah, we've had, you know, yeah, but I agree with you when you feel that because Hubbard talked very often about, oh, it's just, things where you're paying something for nothing, you paying for just a protection is all a big scam. And, he said that in many different policies. So I always felt the same. Like if I'm just paying for the safety blanket of if something happens. Anyway, I was like, you kind of that's part of the
I know. Well,
switching.
when you get out, how do you get ahead when you start in the world with $150? Okay.
Right. It's really
That I
tough.
used to get my hair done because it cost that much to stupid do my hair. It was
Oh
ridiculous.
my
I was
goodness.
shocked. I
Wow.
was shocked because I wanted, two colors, not just one color. And I should have asked how much it was. But because I looked like a prisoner because I had just come off of 2 years of the rehabilitation project force when I left, and my hair was long and scraggly, so that's where the money went. And so now here I am with zero to
Yep.
start, and my family didn't have money to give me or anything, and so we just hit the ground running as soon as I found Matt and we got reconnected. We just like went to work, and
Yep.
we scrambled. So I wasn't interested in paying lots of money for things that I didn't need right this second. It was
Yeah.
like that. Things have
Yeah. No.
changed over the years. Things
Yes.
have
No.
changed.
Absolutely. I know. We always tell people the story about when I went for my first job interview. It was walking distance from Mark's dad's house because we were staying with him at the time, and we didn't have a car. And so I just put on my resume that I worked at a movie studio in Hemet, California, which technically was accurate, right? Um,
Yeah.
and I just didn't provide any references because obviously that wouldn't have worked.
Oh yeah. Just call
Um,
me at base.
yeah, yeah, I'm sure they'll give you a rave review of my hard work of the last 14
Decades.
years. Yeah,
Decades of hard work.
exactly, exactly. So I go in and they're like, "Oh yeah, great. Can you start on Monday?" I'm like, "Oh, yay. Awesome. Yes, absolutely. I can start on Monday as a waitress at a pizza restaurant." And Mark was waiting for me in his dad's car outside. And so I walked out and he's like, "So what happened?" I'm like, "I got the job." And he's like, "That's awesome. How much are they going to pay you?" I'm like, I
I
forgot
didn't
to
ask.
ask." I did not even care. I was just
Yeah.
like, I have a job. Whatever amount, it's going to be more than $46 a week. So I don't even care.
Yeah, yeah. Matt and I worked at a one of these hiring services to
Like a temp
that you go in.
agency kind of
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we found them in the newspaper. We were going through the newspaper and found this temp agency. And so we took a bus to the temp agency and did all their tests and stuff like that. And they're like, "Man, you guys are like, you know,
Rock
past
stars.
passed them with flying colors." Normally, they have people who are coming out of jail that really just, down on their luck, off of drugs or whatever. But here we come in there, and so we got a job at the right away at a box company, and we were just starting to like make boxes like there was no tomorrow, and they wanted to. The people who worked there were like, "Slow it down! You're making us look terrible." We only had one mode, and it was full blast when we first left, because of
Yeah.
our experience in Scientology.
Oh,
But speaking of
totally.
resumes, that's a whole thing in itself, resume, you
Yes.
know?
And now the
Resume.
Aftermath Foundation has a career mentor, actually a few different people, but the main person we work with, she's just absolutely fabulous and has helped a bunch of people because, it's not that any of us are incapable or, I mean, yes, we are generally as the majority of ex-Scientologists, I think it would be fair to say never had a fair shake in terms of just a basic education.
Right.
But nonetheless, in terms of like the capacity to get on your feet and run and roll with it, we've got that covered in spades. So,
Yeah.
but the amount of times that Mark and I would help people even before that the foundation started of like, people who were cadets their whole lives and they would be like, "Oh, here's my resume." And it would just be like their post history. Like I was the folder admin at Flag. We're like, no, you can't say that on a resume. Like you're going to lose employment opportunities just because it's Martian to the employer. They're like, what the heck does any of this mean? Like, do you speak the English?
Yeah. That's right.
Uh,
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, so that whole subject was really interesting to learn and to use, and mainly, I only needed it one time when I became a celebrant with Dignity Memorial, because all before that and then after that, I've worked for myself
yeah.
with my own companies, but I did use it for that, and it was interesting to write. But anyway, I should read it to you one time.
Oh, I would love
of
to.
of
I would love to.
of how creative I got.
Yeah, I would love to. And, to be fair, in this day and age, it's more about your experience and what you've done than necessarily your, diploma or your,
Yeah, because I
pedigree as
skipped that
my,
whole
yeah.
I'm an 8th grade education. I didn't start out with that.
No, I
I
know.
actually
I have honestly had conversations with people where somebody calls my bookkeeping company and they're like, "Oh, so what's your degree in?" And I said, "I'm just going to save you a lot of hassle. If you're looking for somebody with a degree in accounting, that's not me. I'm completely self-taught. I was born in a cult. I started my own business. I love what I do. I'm absolutely all about getting financial reports that will show you what your good spots are, what your bad spots are. I will work
Mhm.
I will do all the things. I can run circles around a lot of people when it comes to knowledge of QuickBooks and all that. But yeah, if you're looking for somebody with a degree in accounting, it's not me." And they were
Yeah,
like, "You're hired."
right. I mean, I would rather have real than just, certificates,
Absolutely.
because, like,
Yeah.
what real life experience did that person have? I tell everybody that I was in Scientology. I
Oh
tell
yeah.
everybody. And I'm on okay, Scientology, just so that you know, I'm the secretary of the HOA for my area, so we do see your stupid cars coming in at 3 o'clock in the morning. And everyone in my community knows me, and they know that I was in Scientology, and they know that you suck because you're abusive.
Yep.
So, and they've seen the Scientology in the Aftermath show and everything like that. So just, stop trying to do crap in my neighborhood.
Yep.
Okay. The next thing is movies. We had a media blackout the whole time that we were aside from Mission Earth. And
Though
like,
though so I don't know if I told you this story, but because Mark was in Cine, so in the film area and making all the events and stuff like that, there's a Hubbard reference that says you're supposed to keep up with modern day things in the field in which you work. So in Mark's case, this would be like he should stay up with current movies,
oh,
and that was
oh my
unique to him.
gosh.
So let me tell you. So in 2004, I want to
Leave it to
say,
Mark.
yeah, I know. In 2004, from his job or maybe it was 2003. I don't remember. Either way, but in the very early days of Netflix, he managed to get a subscription when we were still at the headquarters. And so
Wow.
one day I came home and he was like, "Okay, so just give me a list of whatever movies you want to see." And I was like, "What? What?" He was like, "Yeah, no, just give me a list of any movies you want to see." I was literally stunned. I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me? You
How would you
cannot
even know
you
what movies,
cannot be
though?
serious." No, I know. I honestly don't actually even remember how I even knew to say a movie, but I really
Yeah,
like dance movies. Silly. I not so much anymore, but at that time I was
yeah.
like, "Ooh." I had seen a movie that I saw a preview for Save the Last Dance, and I was like, I really wanted to see that. I was really sad. It was like that I was not going to be able to see that movie. Anyway, and whatever. Some I can't even remember. I think he gave me a list or something that I was able to pick from, but I was just floored. I was like, "What?" He was like,
Wow.
"Yeah, I'm going to bring home DVDs and we just have to quickly turn them around and pretend we're not watching movies." And I'm like, "I'm in."
Wow, yeah, I would've
Uh,
loved that. That would've been fun.
yeah, Osa's sitting there taking notes like, "Aha. Now we
Aha.
know why she escaped, because she didn't tell us she was watching Netflix movies after post.
Yes. On your 5 hours off for sleep,
Well, yeah,
right?
yeah. So when I got home during that time, I was like, well, I can either get 5 hours sleep or I can watch a movie and get 3 hours sleep. Is it really going to make a big difference?
Yes.
I'm like, I'm going to do something I want to do.
Yes. Oh my god.
Uh,
Well, along with the movie on our media blackout is no current music. Like, I mean, I was still singing James Taylor, the Eagles, and Elvis Presley. And then when I got out, I didn't know who anybody was. Nobody. It was
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah,
Because
I think
we,
the only reason I had some exposure to current music is because I would have to drive the RTC car to take people to doctor's appointments, for example. So
yeah,
I got to
you got to get
listen
off.
to the radio a little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't know any of the new artists, I didn't know any of the new songs. I used to my mind, like, if I hear a song that I like, I can know the words right away, and it just sticks with me. It's almost like photographic memory with songs. And, so, yeah, I was singing James Taylor, Anne Murray. That dates me.
Yeah. Just a little bit. But you know what
Yeah.
dated people even more at the property is when we had to
What?
wear civilian clothing. I think we've talked about this before. Like you'd literally, like, people would bring out their bell bottoms and like clothes that they obviously bought 20 years ago, and you would be like,
Before they got in the Sea Org.
it
Yeah,
was
that's
like being
all
in
they
a
had.
time warp. Yes, exactly. They had no current clothes. It was crazy.
Yeah, where are they supposed to get it, you know?
Right.
It's yeah, it's like crazy. My
Yep.
mom would sometimes send me stuff and like, "Sorry, mom, the fuchsia pink was not my style."
Yeah, my mom would send me books. I would always ask for fiction books because that was kind of like my secret getaway. Is I love reading, so it was kind of a way to escape from my existence.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice. It's actually really nice.
Yeah.
Um, so, trivia?
Yep.
Some of our friends like Daniel and Laura, they're just like experts in trivia and like to play
Yes.
trivia all the time. I'm telling you, I'm worthless at
Yeah.
trivia. I don't I'm useless at it. I don't know anything or anyone. Crossword puzzles, I have no
You
idea.
you just need to come on a cruise. The next time we go on a cruise with Mike and Christy and Daniel and Laura and Aaron or whatever,
Yeah,
because we are very good at trivia and we're very
yeah.
competitive. And somehow we all have like these niche parts of pieces of knowledge that fits together. So we've won
Mm,
several
I'm
trivia
sure.
contests. I mean, Daniel's
Daniel's
knowledge
the
is
expert,
outstanding,
totally.
but you'd be
Yeah.
surprised. Mike,
Really?
he plays a really good trivia game for sure. He has
Well,
an
he
amazing
was always
encyclopedia of knowledge.
yeah, I mean, he's smart, but and he see, it's cheating though. He was all over the world in the Sea Org. He was like, he had to read the newspaper and magazines and keep up with everything on the in the outside world. Where I was just is it cloistered? Is that the word?
Yeah, cloistered, isolated.
Isolated.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
and so, I mean, I would be asked who the president of the United States is and go, I don't know. Who's the
right.
mayor of the, state that you've lived in for the
Who's
last
the
20 years?
governor of California? That was the other question that
Yeah,
most people flunked.
I
Who's the
flunked.
prime minister of England? Remember, there was that whole thing. Like we
That
every
that
single person on the property had to memorize the president, the vice president, the governor of California, the prime minister of England. Um, I think that was it. But
that
even
that was
that,
because I did that. I created that problem because I didn't know the answer to
Amy,
it, and
you didn't
I'm
create that
sorry.
problem. We were in a compound in the middle of nowhere. That was not your fault.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, speaking of politics, that was the other thing that I had no clue about voting or politics or what anything was. I mean,
Yep.
primaries, secondaries, I have no is secondaries a thing? I don't know. But I have no idea. I don't know when it's done. I don't know what, and I really I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
nasty.
very
It's always so
unfamiliar.
nasty. It's so nasty
Yeah.
because it reminds me of Scientology's hate videos. This person did this and this and this,
Yeah.
And anyway, I didn't know anything about politics. I know more about it nowadays, and but boy, that was a new thing. Who's where around here when I got out.
Yeah.
Um, okay, here's another thing, which is learn learning not to be rough with people.
Yep.
And like, and it didn't really mean like rough physically or anything. It just means like tone 40 means intention that like really impinges on somebody. Like,
Mhm.
and everything you did was supposed to be done with tone 40. So when you speak and you're emphatic, it really offends people.
Yeah.
Like it offends them. They think you're yelling at them. They think you're, all these things, which you probably are. But so especially in the field when I went into the um as a celebrant and I'm working with funeral homes and it's like everyone is just compassionate for people and you take your time, you're not rushing through there like a bull in a china shop,
Mhm.
and you listen to people and all this kind of stuff. And so at first that was hard for me and I swore. I actually swore because my language used to be so bad in Scientology
Yeah.
and somebody wrote me up all the way to the top of the organization that I said the S word.
As
So
in
yeah.
like SH?
Yeah. Yeah. I said
Oopsies.
I said, "Oh, this is gonna look like shh," you know? And
Yeah.
so that was like, "Oh!" And so, yeah, that actually surprised me, but, in that field, you can't just throwing those words around.
Yeah. No, for
So
sure.
it was really working with other people was a whole thing in itself, but
Yeah.
also just like compassion and kindness and everything. I had to develop that I didn't have when I left.
Yeah.
Everything still had to be dead run.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy. I know. One of the things I most struggled with was just not knowing how to have downtime. You know, like I had a job and I would work from, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., let's say. And then I would get home and Mark and I would just be like, now what? Because, we're so used to working until midnight every day that being home at 4 p.m. just seemed like, wow, how do you do this? Like, what do people do?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, what do people do? Watch a lot of TV or
Yep. Yeah.
spend time with their kids
Yeah, we were like,
or
"Oh, shoot, we better, hustle up and buy a couch for because so after 3 weeks, we got an apartment, which even that, Mark's dad had to co-sign because we had no credit.
yeah.
So he co-signed for us, and, I mean, we were obviously paying it right away, no problem there, but we had no furniture. We had, just, like, sit on the floor in our
Yeah.
apartment, like, "Yay." Oh, yeah, you talked about that too.
Oh, I've been there, yeah.
But it
But,
was such a
it
luxury
was
to have our own space. This was
it was freedom.
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
completely.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, Matt and I sat on the, living room floor and just laughed, like, the whole world is open to us to
Yep.
do whatever we wanna do, and, but
Yep.
anyway, what a release to
Right?
leave the Sea Org. Oh my god, what a
Yeah,
release.
completely. Like I've compared, to other, obviously we've gone through life changes since leaving the Sea organization. Like for
Yeah.
example, we moved from California to Colorado. And by comparison, it's startling to me that the entire emotion had to in terms of escaping from the sea organization was complete exhilaration. Like there
Yeah.
was, in subsequent things, it's been like, oh, I'm gonna miss this person. But I'm excited. It's a new beginning. Whereas escaping from the Sea Org was 100% fear of succeeding, and then once we'd succeeded, it was just exhilaration, like, oh my gosh,
Yes.
it's over, I can start my life over, this is day one
Mhm.
of the rest of my life.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I think we should do a giveaway.
Oh
Mhm.
yes, let's do
Yes,
it.
yes, because we're just after the 1 hour mark here. So
Yep.
I'm going to put this little book up,
Nice.
and I would like everybody who would like a signed copy. It's a paperback signed copy, and it's signed by myself and my husband, Matt Pesh. If you would like a copy, say, "Book me," or "Queen Bee," or anything like that, and I'm gonna count down. So, is everybody getting to their computers? Yes, I see some book me's. Okay, so I'm gonna count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leslie Bishop, you have won
Yay.
a free book signed by me and Matt. So if you would send me an email, amy@scobie-publishing.com, and let me know your contact information, I'll get this mailed out to you right away. Congratulations on your win.
That's awesome.
Yes.
By the way, do you want to know a really cool Serge update? Serge Obolensky.
Of course.
So, Serge recently found out that he has a half sister. So, I talked with the two of them and they're connecting. Anyway, they're going to be having a call in the next few days. And Serge is just so excited. So excited.
Wow.
Yes, it's amazing. And today I received a really awesome postcard for Serge as well as a gift. So I'm going to be sending those on to him tomorrow. I had mentioned that somebody had said they were sending him a care package. So every few days he'll give me a call and he's like, so did that care package show up? I'm like, don't worry, Serge, I promise the second it shows up, you'll be the first to know.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so
Yes.
sweet.
Yeah.
Boy, how to make somebody's day, you know?
Yep.
It's
Absolutely.
amazing. It's
I
really
know.
amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see. One of the things, so we were talking about, yeah, not being rough with people, or just like communicating differently, communicating with compassion and understanding and listening and giving people the time of day. Like we could never give someone the time of day, and we never learned personal things about people because it was idle, like
Yep.
I never really did. And
And nor
so
could we ever accept someone's opinions or thoughts that weren't in conformance with Scientology.
yeah, otherwise you have to report it, and
Yeah. Yeah, which is ugh. Like the
yeah.
inability to have an actual conversation with somebody from a Scientologist perspective. I can't remember who was talking about this recently on SPTV, but um, somebody was saying that there's a reaction a Scientologist has when, they're blinking and like you just can see that you've just caused a mental reaction by a comment. I'll have to go back and figure out who that was because I don't think I ever got the full information on it, but I can remember feeling that way. Like, the amount of times we would drill in Scientology, oh, you say this, you say this, you say this. And then if it doesn't work, it just all kind of folds and you just shut down, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, yeah, that is.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm reminded of something that suppose I should just say it, which is,
Sure.
when you were not you, when a person was in trouble, yeah, because it was the whole subject of compassion, and,
Hmm.
man, this is really upsetting, but, um, so there was this lady named Phoebe Maurer, and she had been in the Sea Org years and years, and she was really old, and she was really sick. And she was responsible for compilations of LRH materials, and so David Miscavige was pissed off, and she was in trouble. But she was in bed sick, and Spike Bush, which anyway, was his, henchman, told me that I need to go down to where she's in bed. She's an old lady, like, I don't know how old she was, just all gray and frail, um, and get her out of bed, and she is to, tell her she'll get declared if she doesn't or something like that, and I'm supposed to go down there. So I go down to her bedside, and she can't even get, like, any words out.
Oh, no.
She's super sick, and I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't do this. And I'm thinking, "You know what? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna say that I did it and just not do it." Because
Yep.
she literally died, like, very shortly after that. But,
Oh, no.
yeah, so she was on her deathbed. That's how sick she was, and that's how asshole that this guy was, trying to execute an order from David Miscavige with no compassion and no care for her current state whatsoever, and then trying to get other people to, force her out of bed and get her to do blah blah, and otherwise she's going to get declared. Anyway, so I just remember the moment that I was sitting with her. I could just literally start sobbing right now. Just the moment I was sitting with her thinking, it's like almost, should I go to the dark side? Because that's what it was like. It was like,
Yeah.
if I do what he says, I'm crossing a line and going to the dark side, and I didn't do it.
Good for you. Good for you for not doing that.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
And especially after, like, taking care of people in hospice, that's the time you need to be full of compassion. Your heart needs to be full of love, and you need to be fully understanding and, with a service mentality. Anyway, so that
Wow.
again, yeah. So the things that Scientology grooves in about tone 40 and make it go right and all, you're not your body and all that kind of stuff is destructive.
Yep.
Period.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So learning
Ah,
to be learning to be compassionate.
yes.
Here's another one. It's okay to take Advil for a headache.
I
I would
know.
get
I
a
didn't even
headache.
know there was such a thing as, I mean, I did know there was Advil, but I knew of it as an evil drug that you should definitely not take. Even when I broke my leg, um,
God.
yeah. So that was obviously a massive injury. Just like I mean, I did almost lose my foot.
You gotta be kidding.
The doctor wouldn't tell me initially that I'd be able to walk again, which is why now I climb up the stairs every day just as a reminder to myself that you can do hard things. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, so so in the hospital, I was in shock, and so actually originally they were giving me morphine, because that's the level of pain that I was in. So I went in on the accident happened on a Saturday around 2 p.m. And
Was
they,
it a motorcycle
yeah,
accident, or what was
motorcycle
it? Okay.
accident, yeah, and I'd had maybe 2 hours of sleep. It was
Yeah.
118 degrees out in, Gilman Hot Springs, California, and so my reaction time was really, really impaired,
Yeah.
and then when it happened, I instantly knew I was in deep caca 'cause
Yeah.
I landed on the concrete and I was facing the opposite direction where I'd been coming, and my foot was like, "Blip." So I just instantly grabbed it and set it straight. I'm like, "Ah!" But it was
Oh,
completely floppy
man.
because both bones were completely broken. And then
Ugh.
security didn't call 911. So no, that I got Kevin Catano put a splint on my leg, and I was hustled into the little red Honda that the medical person would drive. And
Squished into that room, that car with your broken leg?
yeah, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they by the time I got to the hospital, I was completely in shock, and they had to do like 5 hours of testing to make sure I wasn't going to lose my foot. And then the next morning, I was scheduled for surgery. And the medical person, Cynthia Rathbun, was with me part of the time. Jocelyn Webb was with me part of the time. I say medical, it was a title only. They had no
Yeah.
medical training
No.
whatsoever. They absolutely should
Mm.
not have been there. But they were trying to make me tell the doctor that I didn't want general anesthetic for the surgery, in which they were going to put a metal rod through my main bone, that's tibia and fibula, and I can never remember which is which because, hey, I was
Yeah.
born in a cult.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
both of those bones were completely broken. They were putting a titanium rod
Oh,
in my leg, and they were trying to make me not do general anesthetic for this. And I'll
oh,
never
come
forget because I was in so much pain. The anesthesiologist was this very sweet woman, and she put her hand on me that morning. She said, "Honey, you are in no condition to do a spinal," is what was the alternative. She's like, "You are going to be okay. Just trust me." And I was like,
Whatever you want to do, don't listen to those ladies.
yeah, but that's what reminded me of it, because after that they gave me pain medication, and I was like, every time I would, I think I took it maybe 3 times, because every time I felt like I was committing a crime by taking pain medication. And yet now I've learned a lot about pain management and pain breakthrough and all this, and there's actually a whole technology, not technology, I should stop using that word, but there's science to it in
Yeah.
the in nursing, and you manage it so that you don't have pain breakthrough, because when you're in a serious situation like that, it's just all about pain management to help your body recover. Anyway, crazy.
No, but Cynthia knows better, because L. Ron Hubbard said, I mean, how
Oh my
stupid.
God,
How
I know.
stupid. Yeah, try breaking your foot off and then saying you're not going to get any pain medication. What the
Yep,
hell?
exactly.
Yeah,
Totally.
but anyway, so I used to get headaches or whatever and then just suffer with it. And it's just
Yeah.
ridiculous. So after I left this year, one day I didn't get headaches a lot, but boy, one day I got such a headache. It was pounding. And then I realized I can take aspirin, right? I was in bed, so I took Advil or whatever, aspirin. I don't remember what I had then, but it was gone. It was gone in like a half an hour, and I'm like, why did I suffer for all of these hours
Right.
like a stupid cult member? It's there to help you when you need it.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was interesting. Let's see. The whole subject of computers and telephones. I mean, I knew nothing about either of them. Nothing. Besides,
Yep.
we had the internal Mercury system, which was just you would send. It was like this clonkin machine that you would send these, with a green screen, and you'd send them. Send internal messages, memos to people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like we'd never had email or internet access.
no,
Even, I mean, when I escaped, it was 2005. So email and internet was still somewhat newer, but it had been around for a while.
yeah,
And yeah, exactly. Just clueless as to how
yeah.
these things work.
I was clueless, and I remember, like one of the first things I did, I looked up in the newspaper for somebody in the wanted ads or whatever
Yep.
for a laptop, and I drove like for miles to somebody's house to buy their used laptop, and then when I got back I could not figure out how to turn it on, how to do anything with it, so I hired somebody with the no money that I had to come and plug it in and tell me what
Oh
to
my
do.
gosh.
It was really bad, and phones too, I had the same problem. I mean, now I'm really good at it, but then I was just, "Give me a break," and then I would ask my brother. My brother's been the senior computer scientist for NASA for years, right? And
Oh,
so
wow.
I would
Nice.
call him with my stupid questions, and he would try to explain something, and I'd get so angry. "Speak English." I don't understand what you're saying. Anyway, and he was probably just like speaking super basic stuff, but oh, it
Yeah.
was really bad. Anyway, I have more tolerance nowadays and more patience to learn. And Matt doesn't. He doesn't like if his phone's ringing and he can't like figure out how to answer it, he'll hand it to me.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
yeah. So let's see. Oh yeah, and then when we first got started, like there wasn't such a thing as GPS. So I was using one of these paper maps from the gas station and trying to read this, as we're driving, I'm trying to read where to go and I got so mixed up on my lefts and rights. I don't know what my problem is. So I got fired so many times as
Don't
the
ever ask Mark about me and directions. Or
really.
like he'll be like, come to the west. I'm like, really? Do you have to do that? I mean, seriously, I'm directionally challenged and you tell me to come to the west? Like, what kind of person does that? I'm like, can you just tell me what do you call it? A landmark, like just anything. You just do it. You're being mean. Come on, stop it.
Oh, what is our problem? Because really, like West,
Yeah. I mean, like,
I know
do you have to be obscure? Really?
exactly, and it was the same thing. Like I would always say, go to your right and use my left hand pointing that way, and it's just like, oh man. Anyway, Matt was just. I got fired so many times as a co-pilot. Oh, thank God for GPS. It saved our marriage.
Yeah. We have a
Um,
we have our direction story is that in 2007, so I had gotten a realtor license in California. We were living in California at the
yeah,
time.
yeah, I
And
remember that.
so,
I remember.
yeah, and so I was like, okay, great. I'm going to go sell a house. I've never, didn't really, I'm just like, ooh. And Mark was like, oh, that's awesome. Okay. And he was like, okay, if you close this deal, then we'll have some money and we could go and visit your family in England. I closed the deal. It was great. It was an awesome first deal. And so we planned a trip to England when our oldest son was just like a year and a half. Anyway, so we were visiting my grandma, which was amazing. And then we were like, oh, we're next going to go to the Lake District. So she said, oh, I have a map. So she gave me this map, but it was like 30 years old, number one. And number two, to be fair, I did not look at the key to the map. So I own that. And so we were driving to this little mini train thing that we were going to have our kids ride on, or our son ride on. We just had one kid at the time. I'm not joking, Amy. We ended up on a freaking goat trail with a rental car. Like hikers are looking at us like these people are nuts. And Mark's like, okay, that's it. Start the video camera. He's like, if we don't make it, it's because Claire took us on a walking path with a rental car and there are sheep and they've been graffitied, and because they had like spray paint, it's a thing in England.
it is.
Oh my God. I was like, please just stop. He's like, what is
Uh,
going on? Why are we on a walking trail with a rental car? We finally made it. And then on the way back, he was like, whatever that was, figure it out. We're not doing that again. So I figured it out. I didn't tell him. And we got back to where we were staying in like 20 minutes. He was like, okay, now help me understand what happened there. So I finally had to confess that I didn't read the map key. He was like, unbelievable.
Oh, that is so funny. Oh my God. I've got lots of fun stories too, but getting lost. Oh, okay. So how about how to cook?
Oh
I'm not good
yeah.
at it. I'm still not good at it.
So I taught myself to cook. So Mark and I talked about that on the Aftermath show, where we had this whole thing where I was like, I'm gonna make dinner. He was like, wait, you know how to cook? I'm like, we've been married 13 years and I never cooked dinner. But I read the entire Fanny Farmer cookbook front to back when I
Oh,
was
right.
13, because I was looking after my siblings and we had no money. We were living in Burbank. And so it was kind of became this creative game. Like, ooh, let me find a recipe that I can make with just what we have in the cupboard, what we have in the
Yeah.
fridge. So I made ham croquettes one time, and yeah. Anyway, I do love cooking, even though I can't really say I was trained to cook or learn to cook. I taught myself, but that's a thing in Scientology, right? Read it, drill it, do it.
I mean, I got to tell you one funny story. Oh, my eyes water so much when I laugh that okay. So Matt's mom and dad came to live with us for a couple of months shortly after we got out of Scientology. They came. It was just going to be 2 weeks, and then it ended up being 2 months. And so first thing in the morning, she'd be asking me what's going to be for dinner, and I'm like, I had so much stress, and I'm like having to like do a menu or whatever. Anyway, I don't know how to cook, and now I've got his parents
Yep.
at the house. Okay, and she always wants to know what the hell dinner's gonna be. So so I didn't know the difference between a cucumber and a zucchini.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's
It's
okay.
kinda
That's not
it's
surprising, but I get it.
boiled cucumber. Doesn't taste good.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, this is the best.
Okay, hold on.
The beauty of this is that we're laughing about this. This is hilarious.
Okay, the rest of the meal was gonna be chicken. So I don't know how to make chicken. So I think you have to so so I'm boiling chicken
Oh, wow.
and for a long time, to the point where there's, like, almost no water left in it. And she's like, "You're cooking the chicken to a frazzle," she says. Oh my god. So the next thing I did is she helped me, we made a stew, and she said, "For the next 2 months, we ate that stew." For breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No, we didn't, but that's what she said happened.
Oh my gosh,
But,
that is funny.
yeah, like, I was like, I don't know how to cook, I didn't own a cookbook, I was just trying Matt and I, we would just, scramble up a couple eggs, make some toast, whatever, do something super simple. And now I'm, like, cooking for a family, it was just too much for me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's Christy and I have commiserated on this topic because we have when you have kids and uh, like
Yeah.
and we're both business owners, so we're working all day, and then I'll get a text from Mark, and he'll be like, "I'm on my way home." Which, let me translate that for you. It means I haven't eaten all day. I'll be there in 10 minutes. I need to eat the second I walk in the door, or all hell's gonna break loose because he's gonna be hangry. And I'm always like, "Oh no, what's for
Yeah,
dinner?"
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Like, I thought, well, maybe I should literally do menu planning. So it goes like, Monday, Tuesday, I know what it's going to be. I can make sure I've got the ingredients and I don't have to freak out. It's right there.
Yep.
But
Did you
anyway,
ever try that? Menu planning is there. It's good if you remember to. We actually started doing that for the first time during COVID,
yeah.
and it was helpful. I was like, or we'll do let's eat through the freezer. We're going to eat everything through until there's nothing left, which we've never actually reached that point, but we've gotten really close. So that's always
Mhm.
relieving when you just go through everything.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. Oh, so I should learn it. I know it's not that hard. I do some fun things. I get kind of, creative or whatever. I'll do like a fun dessert or a fun, little thing. Like I've got a crock pot and it's really you can make delicious stuff with the crock pot and
Yeah.
it's easy. You just go
My
turn it on.
yes, my favorite is
Mm.
the pressure cooker, because I figured out how to make rice really, really yummy, really good, really fast, and then I can just do easy sides.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I gave my rice recipe to Cece for her cooking channel because it's so
Ah.
easy and it's perfect.
Oh,
Just
that's
we put
nice.
garlic in it, cumin, salt and pepper, and
Yeah.
it comes out amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Claire's cookbook.
Uh,
Then the last thing that I had on my list is relationships.
mm,
Being able to have long conversations and making new friends. You know, um, one of the questions from people that I've gotten there are most of your friends ex-Scientologists, and how hard is it to make friends that were never in the Church of Scientology, the cult of Scientology? And so the answer to that question is yes. Yes, they are mostly ex-Scientologists, the ones that I consider really close. When you've been through that kind of experience, what do you think, Claire? When you've been through that kind of experience, it's like it's a bond that is unbelievable because
yeah.
it's an understanding that is just not there with someone who doesn't know the trauma that you went through and the success of breaking through it and what that means.
Yeah, exactly. And that doesn't mean that we always agree or we don't, don't have arguments or things like that. But there's always that level of like, I will always stand up for you. I'll always defend you, you know, outwardly. And yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I struggled with like I remember distinctly when I moved to the US and the whole concept of, uh, best friends was a really alien concept for me, having grown up in the
Totally.
Sea organization. And,
I
I
was
was just like,
nobody's best friend. It's terrible.
no, no, I know. And I didn't even feel comfortable saying that someone was my best friend. Like, what kind of judgment is that? I mean, I don't know. Like
I
I
know.
just was not comfortable with it at all. And but we've made a lot of friends outside as well that it's kind of, I don't know, like we had friends that didn't know anything about Scientology, and then obviously when the Aftermath show came out, they were like, "Wait, what?" And so now, if somebody asks, we'll tell them, but we're very, very good friends with all of our neighbors that
Mm.
are not nothing to do with Scientology at all. And they've just kind of they accept us for who we are, and it's a beautiful thing. We have
Yeah.
we've made amazing friendships there. So I don't think it's not that we're not capable of friendships outside of Scientology. I just think, yeah, like what you said, we have that understanding of just a whole other world that we lived through. So I think it's
Yeah.
natural to a degree that we're closer, like, you and I are
Yeah.
closer
So
than, I don't have to explain things to you, or if I just have to tell you I'm having a tough day because I got triggered by something, you don't,
mm,
you get it. And I don't have to be
yeah.
like, oh, let me give you a 2-hour explanation as to what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I've made some wonderful friends too, and of course, it starts with telling the whole story so that they can
Yes.
have some understanding. Um, and it is good sometimes to have somebody who just their viewpoint of never having ever been in and saying it is okay if you blah blah blah, or different things that they would bring up, which would make me realize, yeah, I'm not all totally messed up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely.
So,
One of the first people that I became friends with that was never in, I actually didn't tell her anything about Scientology or anything like that. But we had a mutual friend who was an ex-Scientologist, and that mutual friend told this, our friend about, and she was so outraged. And it was like such an extreme level of outrage that I was actually uncomfortable with it initially. And she's
really?
like, I cannot believe what you lived through. And I was like, yeah, I know, but we don't need to talk about it.
Right, right. Yeah.
I didn't want to be nattering.
Yeah.
It was still
Yeah.
when the programming was so strong still, I hadn't shed those layers yet or even gotten to the point where I was okay talking about it because,
Yeah.
I think I've told you before, my initial strategy was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna lock the door and throw away the key and, pretend like none of that ever happened," which that's not healthy either, and I do understand that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it really does help to talk about it because I'm
Yeah.
always realizing new things.
Yep.
And and it's so funny when we realize, oh, that's a Scientology word,
Yes,
something that
I
I say
know.
all the time. And yeah, I have there's a couple people in my life that have never been in Scientology that Wendy, if you're listening, you're one of them that I've known since I was just born because it was my um, you know family's friends and grew up with these people. I left for 27 years and then I come back, and there are some people that just whatever happened is okay. Open arms. I love you. You're back in my life. I'm not going to lose you again. And that I feel like I can say anything and just be myself with. And it's a rare person. And but I have a few friends like that are it's just precious. And Claire, you're one of those as
Oh,
well, even
you
though you've
are
been in
too to
Scientology.
me too. Yeah, no, I
That's
know.
wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, even though you have been in Scientology, but
Yes, I know, but I'm just
you're
so
you're weird. You're weird like me.
I am weird.
I'm just kidding. Oh, so that's my list. Did you wanna do, another giveaway?
Yes, let's do it. Let's do a Mike Rinder bobblehead giveaway. Yay! I love that. I love that overlay. It's so awesome.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, and for anyone who didn't see, Mike and Christy did an update yesterday. We talked about that already
Mhm.
earlier in this video, but I'm just reiterating it to remind people to
Yep.
get on over. So yes, just put bobble me in the comments and we will do this giveaway. Let's see. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, and there we go. Holly Willis.
Holly
You win
Willis.
the Mike Rinder bobblehead. It always cracks me up. The comments start flying so fast that you can't
Yeah.
actually pick one. You just have to hit on the click,
Yeah.
and whoever, there's no control. Anyway,
Yeah.
congratulations, Holly. You win a Mike Rinder bobblehead. So shoot me an email, claire@blownforgood.com, CLAIRE, with your address, and I will ship that to you tomorrow.
Yes. And so I want to do a plug for all the people that are watching right now. If you're not subscribed to my channel, Queen BSP, please subscribe to my channel and also like this video. Rock slam that like button. And so hold on, let's see. I've got this thing. Bada bada boom.
And
And also, yes, go ahead,
yeah, no,
Claire.
I was just going to say, and also don't forget to subscribe at Blown for Good. We are 24 subscribers away from our next 1,000 milestone. So we will be giving away a signed book as soon as we reach that point too. So don't forget to comment if you'd like a signed book on any of our videos, because I go through those every time we hit that milestone to give away a book.
That's amazing. I was looking for
Yay.
this banner so I could plug both of our channels, Queen BSP and Blown for Good, for continued
Perfect.
exposure of the cult of Scientology. And then don't forget to look at our little shops because we have fun things. This is mine, and this one is the Blown for Good. And then
Yes.
also, you can order my book from my website, scoby-publishing.com. That's my website. You can order my book there or at blownforgood.com for the other
Yay.
one.
Awesome.
Yes.
Should we answer questions
Mhm.
and then we can do another giveaway before we wrap up for this week?
Yes.
Oh, and then
Okay.
also, sorry, I forgot to mention coming up
Yeah.
this week on the Blown for Good channel, we have
Oh, yeah, I
the
forgot to do a
next
new week.
installment. No, that's okay. That was my fault. I have coming out tomorrow the next installment of Scientology stories with the amazing Hannah Eltringham Whitfield of the
Good.
early days on the Apollo with L. Ron Hubbard. So crazy, crazy stories that really tell you the kind of person he actually was.
Interested.
Yes, so that's gonna be amazing,
Mhm.
and then I did part 1 and part 2, with Shalise Sola from Cults to Consciousness. So she told me that the first part will be coming out on Monday, and then part 2 will be coming out on Wednesday or Thursday, and then I'm actually gonna do a live on there, we're gonna do a simulcast live next Friday, so that'll be really, really fun. She's an
Good.
amazing person, and she does a lot of great work exposing cults. So, yep.
Good. Boy, you got a good little lineup.
Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna start, clicking through these, and if you could look for questions to be starred, general questions to be starred, because I can't see the overall chat while I'm in
Yep.
this section.
Yep.
Okay.
We're going to double team. I remember that from last week. All right.
Okay.
Jen Nelson, much love from Minnesota. Thank you, Jen. We appreciate it. Feel free to ask questions too. That's what we're here for.
I don't know why that banner's still on there. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay, Michelle Carpenter. Claire, you should have received an email from I Got Out about the Cult Survivor fundraiser I told you about. Love to both of you. Awesome. That's great. I absolutely checked out the I Got Out website, which is amazing, but I'll look for that email. I've actually, Amy, started listening now to a Little Bit Culty podcast.
Mhm.
And I'm going to be doing an episode with them in a month or so. It's so good. So good. I've just listened to the first few episodes with Sarah Edmondson and Nippy, but it's awesome. I love it.
That's really good. I have
Yep.
a major, interview tomorrow, but I'm not gonna say what it is yet, only because
Ooh,
'cause I don't know when it's gonna air, and I don't wanna tip off the PI people on what's going
nice.
on.
Well, as soon as you can tell me, let me know so
Okay.
we can all get on over and catch up.
Yes, no
That's
problem. Okay,
awesome.
and plus, Michelle Carpenter, I love those little emojis. That's great. Here we go.
Kathy Ann, did you see Liz got her book proof? Yes, Elizabeth Gale got her book proof. I did see that. That's awesome. I'm so excited to read that. I don't have the title of it right here, but I think it's but the cover and the way she's done the title is so creative. I love it.
Liz who?
Liz Gale.
Oh, I don't know who
Elizabeth
that
Gale.
is.
She's been doing a lot of things here on YouTube on Growing Up in Scientology on the lives, and she was on the Aftermath show. I'm
Red
sure
hair?
yes,
Red
yes,
hair? Okay, I know
yes,
who she is.
yes.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm getting
she's written a
familiar,
book.
you know. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. I'm getting familiar. I apologize to all of y'all if I haven't contacted you, but I'm like, fumbling around, just getting my own stuff done that I haven't, reached out or found out or watched everybody's videos. But so I don't even know a lot of people's stories, but I will get there. I will get there because I want to support everybody. And just so you know, even if I don't reach out, I support you. Like this
Yes.
one, Apostate Alex, I love you, even though I don't know you. And because you're on the same mission that we are, and it's wonderful. So
Yes. Okay. Wow. Apostate Alex, Claire, and Amy, please use this to give Amy's book or a copy of Blown for Good to someone in the live chat. You both inspire me to keep up the fight day in, day out. Thank you, and happy birthday to Goldie. Oh, that's amazing.
nice,
Awesome. Thank
good.
you, Apostate Alex. We appreciate it. You do amazing work. We are very grateful for that.
Yes,
Yes.
we will do
So,
that
yeah, absolutely.
at the end of the broadcast. We'll do that.
Yep, perfect. Shauna Williams. Hello at Amy Scobie and at Claire Headley. I'm a new subscriber. I saw you both on Leah's documentary on A&E. I cannot believe there is zero accountability for these crimes. Keep going. Thank you,
Yeah.
Shauna. We appreciate you being here. Very grateful. You're a new subscriber. Yay for that. And yes, we completely agree with you. That's why we are here, and that's why we do what we do.
And we can't believe it either.
Yes, exactly.
We
Okay.
can't read this one.
Okay.
Can you?
Yeah. No. No, I can't read this one.
O2H02. Thank you so much. And I don't know what that says. We have
Yeah.
to have a
Sorry.
translation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Michelle Carpenter, Amy, your upload of Ron's interviews were so special. Thank you for sharing. Loved when he called Leah Joan of Arc. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. Selena Michelle, hail Queen Bee. I got your book and am loving it. Hi, Claire Bear. Hope you're taking time for yourself. Hit that like button. Thank you, Selena Michelle. We appreciate it. Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
Yes. Hit the like, smash, rock slam the like button. That's what Janice says. Rock slam the like
Oh,
button.
boy. I say smash it. Mrs.
Yeah.
Ryan, but I do understand. Mrs. Ryan, I adore you ladies. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Shauna Williams at Claire Headley. Question, new subscriber here, but I've seen some of your story on Leah's documentary. Were your children born after you and your husband escaped? Yes, they were. All of them, all three of them were. My first son was born in February 2006, which was 1 year and 1 month after my escape. Thank you for the
Yay.
question.
Thank God
Yes.
for that, right?
Yes. Yes. Stana rhymes with Stana rhymes with Donna, I guess.
Mhm.
Does knowing your trash is taken make you want to put dirty kidder litter in it? I would do that. Yeah. Yeah. Mark and I often laughed about how when the times that we know for sure they were stealing our garbage was when we had newborn babies, so there was a lot of poopy diapers in there.
You know, that's creative. And then also Matt, when we lived on Clearwater Beach, and if you got to see the video of the PI that I did with the PI that was on me at the time. They rented this little cottage right by where we lived, and they were taking my garbage all the time. And so Matt put in, Debbie Cook was still in Scientology at the time, and he wrote a note and put it in the garbage, like, get Debbie Cook reconnected with the FBI, and stuff like that. And so maybe that's why she got sent to the hole. I hope not. But we were just trying to like throw them curveballs because knowing that they were taking our stuff. But
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Christian B, money for Fritos. Boom. Nice. That's awesome.
I knew I'd get those back.
Yes. LJ, are you aware of any politicians who are Scientologists?
I don't know of any.
I don't either. I did hear of a Scientologist that was in a state's district attorney's office, but not politician. Just
Yeah. And in the OSA files, there's people that they have contacts that have offices in DC for campaigning. So they're, but they're not a politician necessarily, but they have communication, with politicians.
Yeah.
In strategic locations.
Yeah. Blow drill. I had teeth removed at the gold base. I marked that just because I was like, oh, blow drill. So Bob Horn. Most likely. Bob and Becky Horn.
You had teeth removed there. So did I. And then he put on these bridges that had like a titanium roof of my mouth. And so you'd pop it in, and then all the teeth that were stuck to this stupid titanium thing would just pop off. And so I'm walking around with like Shelley Miscavige is the one who said that Bob Horn could fix my teeth. So he pulled the baby teeth that didn't have big teeth
Roots.
coming
Yep.
down, kind of like here. So he pulled those and made this bridge, and it was just a total disaster. I was way better off without it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Completely. Alrighty. Sued 85. Sued 85. Did you have to pay for your uniforms or did you get one for free? What about socks and all the other stuff? So they were supposed to, my answer to that is uniform was supposed to be provided. I think it was like 5 pants and 5 shirts, but it very rarely was. So on many occasions, I bought my own uniform parts with my, $46 if I got it that week kind of thing. We bought our own shoes and our own everything else. You okay there?
yeah, I was telling Matt to get the dogs moved.
Oh.
But you couldn't see because I was going like this.
Oh, yeah.
with my mute, see, but I was trying to get back in real quick before you. So, oh yeah, like you have to buy your own socks
Yeah.
and underwear and all that kind of stuff. But they give you the uniforms. They just don't give you enough, so
Right.
it wears out. It's a problem.
Yep.
So, anyways, sorry about that. Okay.
No, it's all good. Stana rhymes with Stana rhymes with Donna. Question, Claire. When you drove people to medical appointments, was it just you and that person or was someone else watching you? So in the times that I was talking about, this was in the early 2000s and I was driving a car from Religious Technology Center. I was guarding the people. So no, there was not another security guard on top of that. But it kind of works that way when, obviously we weren't going to both spontaneously escape. And in fact, it's crazy. That was brought up in the deposition in our lawsuit. They're like, well, isn't it true that you drove someone to an appointment? Well, why didn't you just leave? I'm like, yeah, because you would have charged me with grand theft auto for stealing your car. That's why. I was not free to leave. So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Wow.
Megan Delahanty. Question. Do you think life has improved for people at the Imp base now that DM no longer visits the property?
Well, my viewpoint is he's okay. It's good when he's not there, but he has his people and he knows what's going on and his people are all, the authority and romping around trying to get what he wants done. And
Yeah.
he always writes these really terrible dispatches and stuff like that that make you feel like, I don't know, garbage.
Yep. And we have pretty current information that indicates that no, things have definitely not gotten better. So that's why we keep on our mission, and the Aftermath Foundation exists to help people leave Scientology and the Sea organization, start their lives over. And we're very actively working on new programs to continue accomplishing that.
Yes.
Roni 1959. Claire, I have been admiring the artwork behind you for weeks. Looks like an impressionist painting. Thank you so much. That's my youngest son's artwork. He people have asked about that. It's a self-portrait, the one that with the green and the blue on the side. It's a self-portrait that he did in the style of Modigliani or Modigliano, whichever one it is. I can never remember. Anyway, he loves art. He's very, very good at it. And I'll be updating with his new pictures once he gives them to me.
Nice.
Yay. Lisa Marchbanks, Dragonfish Homemade Goods. Amy, I want to send you something too. How do I do that? Waiting for Aftermath Foundation shirts. Love you too. Oh, that's awesome. Wow. And I got a notification that anyway, I'm going to email you, Miss Lisa Marchbanks. We appreciate you always being here. Thank you.
Yes. And write to me, Amy at scoby-publishing.com. For sure. It
Awesome.
sounds fun. Dragonfish handmade goods. Oh yeah, write to
Yes.
me. That's fun. Mm.
Pat Shields. It's like my friends in my program for children of alcoholics. We get each other. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Right,
Yeah. We
right,
get each
right.
other. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why
Absolutely.
there's support groups for different things, because it does really make a difference to have somebody who has been there and understands, you know.
Yep.
So that's wonderful.
Absolutely. Free Xenu Project. Claire and Amy, is there any way I can donate my winnings to buy a t-shirt of his choice to Serge? Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me find out from Serge. Yes, you can definitely do that. That was for the comment of the week
Yeah.
reward. So I will find out from Serge what shirt he would like. Maybe he would like a BFG shirt or a Hail Xenu shirt or any other shirt. I'll make it his choice.
a queen
He
bee
will
shirt
love
maybe.
that. He will love that. Absolutely. All right, Pony Bear. Question: who comes up with and writes the courses? You want to answer that, Amy?
Who comes up with them? You know, so for the standard, like if there's a course like car school, which is just an internal thing that that we have to learn how to do or whatever, then a staff member will be assigned to write the check sheet based on the policies on how to write a check sheet, and they would write it. But in terms of like the courses for that are on the grade chart, like the auditor training courses and everything, that's the responsibility of the LRH Technical Research and Compilations Division. And so over the years, they have written all of those check sheets, and that division used to send things up to L. Ron Hubbard for approval. Then later they would send them through Senior CS International, Case Supervisor International, to David Miscavige for approval.
Yep, that's right. And yeah, I don't think Hubbard has written check sheet obviously, definitely not since he died, but even before that, things were being compiled, and there was even a key that you could see who had actually written the check sheet. Yeah, it always said L. Ron Hubbard founder at the end, but in the bottom at the bottom of the page there was a series of initials and colons and things like that
Mm-hmm.
that explained to you who did that, which because it was
Yeah.
not Hubbard.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. Okay, Linda Bradley. Amy, please give away your book. I will pay for it.
Thank you, Linda. No problem. We do it.
Yes, absolutely. Gino Dean, Sarasota Jerry in the house. Claire, when you worked in Religious Technology Center, were you aware that Scientology wasn't really expanding? So that's a fair question, but still, I would say even at that level, things were somewhat compartmentalized. But yes, I knew that Scientology was having massive issues, lawsuits, people escaping, and but I still had a cognitive dissonance associated with that, where I was like, well, we just need to do what we need to do harder and faster. So
Yeah.
we'll get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was over the different sectors of Scientology, and so I saw their statistics, and there were a lot, and still are, I'm sure, a lot of very, very small and struggling organizations that really should have their doors closed,
Yeah.
because it just isn't much of an organization there whatsoever. And but the events kind of tell you a different story. And that's
Hmm.
just fabricated to keep everybody thinking that we're winning.
Yep, exactly. Michelle Carpenter again. I do booking for life after I do booking for life after MLM podcast. Mike has been on. Would love to have either of you on the show. Oh, that's amazing. I will absolutely check that out.
What's
Um,
MLM?
life after MLM, multi-level marketing. It's like for example, on the Fair Game podcast, they had somebody who was part of Lululemon on. There's a lot of parallels, even though, it's not. Anyway, yeah. I'll just leave it at that because I haven't walked in those shoes. So I ain't going to say how good or bad it is compared to what I went through because I have no idea.
Okay, good. All right. But yeah, and so my email is amy@scoby-publishing.com and Claire
And mine is Claire at blownforgood.com. Michelle, you know how to reach
Yes.
us. So, yes, that would be
Yes.
great. Emily Case, no question tonight. Just wanted to say how wonderful I think you both are. I've been a longtime viewer and am so inspired by what you and everyone else at SPTV are doing. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you so much, Emily. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Always glad to answer questions, but thank you for the very kind words.
Thank you. Yes.
John Z. I was so impressed by Claire's appearance on the Court TV show this week. You were very eloquent and professional. That I'm sure DM was steaming. Well done.
I
Thank
agree,
you
Claire.
so
You did
much.
such a good job. I thought it was so professional and so well done. And you speak so well.
As do you, Amy, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. It was interesting.
I'm sure.
MP Egg YP. Peggy P. There we go. Question. How much did your husbands change after they were out? Did it feel like you were married to someone you didn't know? That's a good question.
Well, I wasn't married when I left. So Matt and I have known each other since 1983, and we were in the rehabilitation project force together in 2004 and beginning of 2005, and we left together, not together because they sent us, apart and confiscated our contact information. We had to find each other. But when we did, we got together and we got married a couple weeks after that. And we've been married for over 18 years now. And so he's the same person that I've always known, except for he's free. And I think I've got, obviously, I think he's amazing.
Yeah, no, and I can't. Mark is and always will be Mark, as we know and love Mark. There's no changing that. He is always has a insane capacity to make people laugh, and we did have to kind of restructure our relationship though, because it was just so different. We had been married for 13 years in the Sea organization. So it was absolutely an adjustment and kind of almost like, not, it wasn't starting over because obviously we knew each other and, we knew who we were, but restructuring a relationship outside of the Sea organization is its own unique challenge, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, getting started, yeah, it's just so funny. Like some of the things that, this is the first time I had a real husband because I'm sorry, Jim Mortland, love you, but we didn't know each other. 17
Yep.
years of being married to somebody, I saw his family one time for like 5 minutes, and in 17 years, I couldn't tell you where you grew up, what you did, aside from the fact that I know that you like hockey. I mean, it's that bad, and
Yep.
we were never on the same schedule. We never, we took one vacation together when we first got married just to make the rounds so that the family knew that we were alive, and that was it.
Yep.
Anyway, it's so crazy.
It is crazy completely.
Yeah.
Anon A, what is Suzette Hubbard doing these days? Is she still in Scientology? I don't know Suzette, so I don't. Do you know the answer to this, Amy?
She works with someone who has an eco something or other.
Yeah.
I actually don't know a lot about it. In terms of her being in Scientology, I have no idea.
Yeah.
She's not working in the Sea Org, so she's out of it to that degree. But and she's working with people who have left Scientology, so I don't know what her current status is, honestly.
Yep. That's fair. I would agree with that.
Yeah. So I think we answered all the. I don't know. Did you ever find
awesome.
out about?
Hold on, let me see. I think I see one other one, but let me look. Some people were I think we missed one last week, and Goldie was
Oh, we
like,
did?
"Oopsies." Yep. She gave me a heads up. I'm
Oh,
like, "Oh no, sorry." Well, we can do our final giveaway, and
final.
then the giveaway from Apostate Alex.
Okay.
And then we can check for any last comments before we wrap up. How about that? That way,
Okay. That sounds
we at least make a good effort to not miss anybody. And
so that's good. Are we going to do your book or what is it?
yes, we'll do a BFG book, and then you want to end with your book after this?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So just say book me, and we will do a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Patty, you win a signed copy of Blown for Good: Behind the Iron Curtain of Scientology, written by my husband, Mark Headley, and signed by both Mark and myself. Please shoot me an
Yes.
email, claire@blownforgood.com, and send me your address, and we will ship that out to you tomorrow.
Nice. Thank you, Patty. Good
Yes.
job. Okay, so now we're going to do my book, and I have to take Patty's off. Okay, and now what I want you to say is Queen Bee. Lots of queen bees. And whoever wants my book, that's going to be a paperback book signed by myself and my husband, Matt. Okay, there's some queen bees. Okay, I'm going to count down. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Matt Elliott, Queen Bee Book Me.
Awesome.
Yay, Matt. Hail Xenu. He's wearing a Hail Xenu shirt. That's awesome. Good.
That's awesome. Okay, so there is one more comment, but you get to read it. You're going to laugh when you see it. You ready?
Okay, wait. What? Yeah. Just wanted to hear you say. Claire's the one who doesn't say it right.
I know, that's why I said you have to read it. I know Mark was like, "Oh my gosh, you were getting so spoofed." I'm like, "I know, but I just leaned into it. I was having fun. What can I say? I don't know how to say all the words. I do know that this one was botched very badly by myself, and I completely own that. It's okay. And you know what? I laugh at myself as well. So I'm trying
to remember how you said it. Saskatchewan.
No, I said, you ready? Just for Pat and the super chat, I'll repeat my comedy for you.
Okay.
I know how to say it now, so now I have to remind my brain. Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
I said Saskatchewan.
That's beautiful. Awesome. I love that.
Do I get extra points for creative pronunciation?
You get extra points. Yes, you do. Absolutely. And somebody was saying that was the correct way to say it. So when you said it.
No, they were
and
playing
it
with
threw
us.
me for a loop. I was like, really? Saskatchewan is what I said my whole life.
Yeah. No, they were playing with us. It's okay. And it was funny.
That's funny. Totally funny. Well, this has been a fun night.
Yes.
You know, I think that was really fun. And I want to just thank everybody for being with us tonight, and you know, all your lovely comments and everything like that. We have a nice week coming up this week of fun things that will be talked about next week. And if you have any questions, specific questions, write them in the comment section of this video, and I'll go through it and make sure that we take them up in the next upcoming episodes.
Yes, absolutely.
Anything else you want to say,
Nope.
Claire?
Nope, I don't think so. It's been always fun hanging with you, Miss Amy. I love you. Thanks to everybody who joined us. We hope you learned something new. We hope you enjoyed listening. Thanks for liking and subscribing and sharing. We appreciate it always.
On both of our channels, because I'm trying to get up to where you are, Claire. You're like miles ahead of me. My little channel It's
we'll keep
growing, but slowly.
SPTV Nation is growing and will continue to grow, and we'll just, that's the beauty of this platform is it's our open voices. It's as we are. We're not ending up with
Yeah.
all kinds of information on the editing room floor, as it were, as has happened
Yeah.
previously. So there you
Yeah,
go.
that's right. Okay, lots of love to you as well. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.